elements that makes an army truly strong is the quality of its soldiers, and this quality of soldiers is determined by his discipline and attitude. And this is true not only during the soldier service in the army but also outside of it. A really good soldier should be an example to all, not only during his service but also in his behavior and attitude. Of course, there may be expectations, but during the Russian-Ukrainian war, the Russian army did not show exceptional behavior in this regard. And Russian soldiers are violating this principle by engaging in behavior that is contrary to the military discipline. As emphasized in our numerous reports, one of the most important problems of the Russian soldiers is alcohol addiction, and this problem is increasing day by day. This problem is no longer limited to the front line, as incidents related to the use of alcohol by the Russian servicemen outside the front line have become a source of concern for the Russian public. The Russian Federation is facing an increasing number of cases of drunken Russian soldiers, and there has been a similar situation in recent days. Let's analyze the latest developments in this regard. So, as you know, as the Pioneer team, we continue to bring you our reports on Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our daily reports. You can also support me and my team by using the super thanks button below the videos. Thank you in advance for your support, and let's start if you are ready. The Pioneer reports. Since the entry of the Russian armed forces into the Ukrainian territory, the problems caused by the drunken Russian soldiers have been increasing every day. Initially, there were several incidents caused by the Russian soldiers drinking alcohol, but now the Russian combat leadership is running out of strength to deal with these problems. Public order units of the Russian armed forces are incapable of controlling the problems caused by the drunken Russian soldiers, and the problems caused by the drunken Russian soldiers are growing and now extend to the territory of the Russian Federation. The behavior of the Russian soldiers has reached an alarming level. As the war between Russia and Ukraine continues, there are intense clashes. As mentioned earlier, this was an unexpected development for Russia, and Russia thought that the Ukraine would quickly surrender and that the Russian army would be able to easily reach its targets in Ukraine. However, it did not go as it expected, and the Ukrainian armed forces showed a great resistance, frustrating the plans of the Russian army. This led to a major defeat for the Russian army. Of course, this defeat had concrete consequences, but the issue we'll discuss today has an abstract dimension. So, as a result of the unexpectedly strong resistance of the Ukrainian army, the Russian soldiers suffered considerable wear and tear, and this is because all the Russian soldiers were initially misled into thinking that the war would be easy. However, reality did not match expectations, and this caused a great mental trauma to the Russian soldiers, and the gap between their expectations and reality seriously affected their morale. Russian soldiers had only one escape during this difficult period: alcohol. In this stressful situation, many soldiers tried to find temporary relief in alcohol. However, this only provided a temporary escape, not the solution to the problems. According to the information obtained from regional sources, Russian soldiers are consuming large amounts of alcohol instead of water, and this situation negatively affects the health of the Russian soldiers. However, at the moment, Russian soldiers don't seem to have the luxury to care about this situation. Their only goal is to escape the terrible psychology of the war for a while. And in the process, many Russian soldiers are becoming addicted to the alcohol. When the Russian soldiers return home from the war and go back to their normal lives, they continue to consume excessive amounts of alcohol, and this exacerbates the problems. In recent days, an incident on the territory of the Russian Federation has once again highlighted this situation. A Russian soldier allegedly firmly involved in the fighting around Avdiivka recently entered a shopping center in Moscow, and according to the eyewitnesses, the Russian soldier was under the influence of the intoxication and had difficulty even standing up. The people around wanted to help the soldier, but he refused help and moved toward the elevator. Meanwhile, a mother was waiting in front of the elevator with her baby, and the Russian soldier asked the mother to move when the elevator arrived, but the young woman refused and was bitten by the soldier. According to local sources, the drunken Russian soldier was pushed away from the woman by the pressure of the people around, and some other sources even claim that the drunken Russian soldier was bitten by the group of people. Meanwhile, the drunken Russian soldier allegedly shouted that "I'm a Russian soldier, you can't touch me, and who do you think you are?" Also, this incident was widely reported in the local press in Russia. According to the allegations, after the Russian soldier was bitten by citizens, the Russian police took the drunken soldier to the police station, and it is not known what happened to the Russian soldier afterwards. One of the eyewitnesses of the incident made the following statements on social media. "Believe me, I don't know how many more times we will see something similar to this incident. We're tired of what they're doing, and none of the soldiers from the front are in good conditions, and they think they have the right to do everything. They attack people, they incite people. Those who stand against the soldiers are found guilty, but the soldiers are not punished for what they have done. The government protects them. How many more people have to suffer because of this bunch of drunks? We didn't tell them to go to the war, and they went to the war to make more money. They didn't make more money as well, and they lost their mental and psychological health, and they are making us, the innocent people, to pay the price." So, as you can see, the eyewitness testimony is quite frightening for the nation, and normally a soldier should be loved and respected by his own people. However, the reason for the hatred against Russian soldiers is the mistakes made by the Russian soldiers in the line with their own wishes and desires. The fact that these mistakes are ignored by the Russian administration is an important detail. The Russian soldiers from the front line who have lost their sanity are walking around the territory of the Russian Federation like bombs ready to explode. However, the Russian administration does not seem to be taking any action against this situation, and this is a worrying situation for the Russian people. In recent days, it is alleged that the problems have increased within the Russian armed forces compared to the old days, and it is known there was a cross-border operation carried out by the Free Russian Legion in the Belgrade Oblast. Similar problems are reportedly emerging among Russian soldiers sent to the area where this operation took place, and some sources report that there has been a significant increase in the number of Russian soldiers deserting in the region. However, this issue is currently being kept in the strictest secrecy. So, what do you think? Do you think the problem of the drunken Russian soldiers could grow even more? And why doesn't the Russian leadership take any action against this problem? How does the problem of drunkenness affect the morale of the Russian soldiers? And do you think that the Ukrainian army has become more advantageous because of these events? Let me know in the comments, because I read and I care a lot about all of your comments.